In this lesson, you will write the equation of a line in point-slope form, and you'll write linear equations in different forms. So what is point-slope form? It is an equation in the form of y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, where m is the slope and x1, y1 is a given point on a non-vertical line. So we're going to use point-slope form to help to write linear equations in different forms today. So I like to think of this as a toolbox, and we're getting different tools to help us with graphing lines. And so this is just another tool that we're going to be putting in our toolbox. Point-slope form is a tool. The tool we did yesterday was slope-intercept form. And so each of these will just be a tool to help us. So let's get going with it. Write an equation given a slope and a point. If I know the slope is 1/4 and the point is 3, -2, I want to put it into point-slope form. So we would write y, now this is going to be minus -2, because this is the point y here. So minus -2 is plus 2 equals the slope, which is 1/4, times x minus 3. Not too hard, is it? It's just plugging in values. So you're going to have y minus the y point equals slope times x minus the x point. And then to graph it, what you can do is you could take this point, 3, -2, right here, graph that, and then we're going to rise 1, run 4. And then you would connect that with your ruler and draw your line, okay? Try the example in your notes. Now, what if I want to go from point-slope form to standard form? First of all, let's review standard form. It has to have x first, then a y equals c. I can have no fractions or decimals. I have to start positive. And I have no greatest common factor. It has to be completely simplified. So standard form is the pickiest of all forms. So how would we get there? Well, let's start here and let's distribute this -2/3. So I have y minus 1 is equal to -2/3 x plus, because it's a negative times a negative, 2/3 times 5. You could do this on your calculator if you'd like. I'm just going to multiply here and leave it as 10/3. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to be able to just simplify by getting rid of the fraction. So here's what I'm going to do. I don't want to work with fractions. So I'm going to multiply everything by 3. Everything. This goes by 3, this by 3, this by 3, this by 3. Because I want to eliminate all the fractions. And I do that by multiplying by the greatest denominator. So this becomes 3y minus 3 is equal to -2x plus 10. Because these 3's cancel. See that? Now, I need to get these x's over here because I'm looking for standard form, so add 2x. So now I have 2x plus 3y minus 3 equals 10. I need to get rid of this 3, and I get 2x plus 3y equals 13. If you will look, I start positively. There's no GCF, no fractions, no decimals. X is first, then y. This is a good-looking standard form. You try the example like this in your notes. Now I'm starting with point-slope form, and I want to go to slope-intercept form. Remember, that's y equals mx plus b. So really what we're going to do is we're just going to solve for y, okay? So go ahead and start by distributing. So this is y plus 3 is equal to 3/2 x plus 3/2. Is it okay to have fractions in this? You bet, because this is just slope-intercept form. It's not picky. So we're just going to subtract 3 so that we can get this y by itself. So it's y equals 3/2 x, and then when I have this, this is really like 1.5 minus 3. 1.5 minus 3. So that would be a -3/2 or -1.5. So this is the slope-intercept form of this particular line. You just distribute and then solve for y. That's all you do. You try the example like this in your notes.